All right, 4:31. Good Wednesday afternoon. My days are getting mixed up here.
I know. It's my Monday.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, right? Wednesday afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins.
And I'm 10 Tampa Bay Meteorologist Colleen Campbell.
And tropics is what we're going to start with today. I'm sure a lot of you have seen what's going on out there. So let's get started right here. The National Hurricane Center is looking at that area now that we've been talking about the last few days. They have a 20% chance of development, not until day 3, 4, and 5, which today's 1, so Thursday, Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and probably sometime Sunday, late Saturday night, Sunday time frame, if it even happens. It's only a 20% chance. For me, if they had this blob out here, I'd be more concerned about something developing tropically and coming at us. Okay? But because they're saying, you know what, it's just this broad area, we may get something to try and develop and come out like that. Okay, and so that is kind of makes more sense than anything else. But there is a chance, so let's talk about it. All right, now before we get there, I want to show you another one. But wait, if you act now, we'll throw in a second one. The models have actually looked at this. This is a robust wave coming off of Africa right now, and you can see. I think I cleared it. No, I didn't clear it out. No, let's go back here. Anyways, they're giving this one about a 10% chance. That's this area right here. It's going to move off to the west. We don't think it lasts long, right?
Yeah,
a few days
once it goes
so.
into open Atlantic.
And then and we'll talk about that coming up. Let's get back to the Gulf, okay? Because obviously it's our backyard. There's nothing out there right now.
Yeah, and this system really, the one closer to home, really doesn't have a lot of real estate to work with. We were saying that earlier too, which was similar with Arthur. Where it was just kind of pinned to the coast, and Arthur had more shear, so it was more tilted. But yeah, it will be interesting to see if it does form. If it
can. What she's talking about when she says real estate, she means the water, right? She means how, because for something tropically to develop, tropical depression, tropical storm, the center needs to be out over water. And it should be at least a little bit away from land, because land kind of messes it up a little bit, all right? And the modeling is generally the European model is trying to say something right in here, and then comes out and goes like that, maybe, right? But as it's trying to close the low, it's still moving on shore. And so that's the real estate that she's talking about. That's just a limited amount of time over water, even on the models that grab it. Because a lot of models don't do too much with it, okay? We do have a frontal boundary to the north. We've had that frontal boundary. That actually helps to spark some of these showers and storms to the south of it. And then what's going to happen, this is actually fading a little bit, but we're going to start seeing showers and storms develop out here, especially overnight, especially Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, okay? And then during the daytime, some of that is going to move onshore. And when that persists over time, sometimes you can get a low pressure center to form out here, okay? So let's go through the European forecast model. This is the one that's really seen it, and you know I've noticed the overnight and early morning runs of the European. We wake up, we look at it, and it goes, oh, it's going to try and blow something up here. And then as the afternoon goes on and the other runs come in, excuse me, it's not as robust. It feels like it's maybe not as strong of a signal.
Not buying it as much.
So we're still dealing with kind of the early run here. So let's look at this. Nothing there now, but you see the showers and storms, all right? Now, that is Friday morning. So remember, tropical systems tend to flare up over water overnight, all right? Still not doing anything. In fact, there's a high pressure sitting right there. High pressure at the surface, all right? Not a low yet. 8 o'clock Friday, showers and storms move onshore, especially up into the Panhandle, up into North Florida, and over us, too. We will get some afternoon showers and storms. Let's go out to early Saturday morning. Look where the rain is. Right out over the water, right? Water's 90 degrees, okay? Upper 80s, some of these spots, near 90. It's very warm. The air temperatures will be about 80 over land. All right, so you've got cooler air here, warmer air here. That's where you're going to get your lift, where you have the warmer air. Now, sun comes out during the day on Saturday, heats us up. This goes down, this comes up. Ready? There it is. And here comes our showers and storms. Now, this is Saturday at 6 p.m. You see this curve right here? You also see the wind arrows there. It's trying to close a low right here. All right? I think this curve, more than anything else, is what we're getting. And that is this convection, this moisture is going to get thrown back into us from Manatee County, Sarasota, all the way up. All right, so I think this is really a rainmaker more than anything else. So let's go through Saturday night. This is Sunday morning. Look where the rain is. Back out here. All right, now this version of the European model is trying to put a low right here. There's Citrus County right there, Levy County. All right, the low is right offshore. It's right next to land. There's some shear around. This is not a good place. We are not looking down in the Central Caribbean,
Right.
in the Central Gulf. We're not looking out in the middle of the Atlantic surrounded by warm, moist air.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's warm and it's moist, but you've got land nearby, okay? And that changes the tropical aspects of this. So this would be very tough, even if it were to happen, to get something to form. And if it's drifting to the northeast, it's not gonna have time to do anything, okay? So this is Sunday morning at 5 a.m. And I'll say, look, there's a little chance of something right there, all right? So what happens during the day on Sunday? Now it moves in. It's
Yeah.
right here. It's over land.
Yeah.
And
Even if
that's-
it did form into something, it wouldn't be very strong.
Yeah,
as
right.
You're saying. It's
Right.
just
Maybe
doesn't
a
have enough
depression. It just doesn't have enough time. And that was 12 hours from 5 a.m. 5 a.m. right here to 5 p.m. right there. All right. And now it's over land. And you see this white line right here. That's equal lines of pressure. But essentially, there's a trough sitting here. Right. And that is not also another way that we tend to develop things tropically speaking, because you get some shear in here coming around the bottom of that trough. That aspect of it is what we kind of like about this, because where that trough is set up right in here, it's going to help to throw the moisture in our direction and give us the rain. 'Cause
Right. Beneficial rain.
is absolutely beneficial. So that aspect of it's pretty good for us. Even if we were not concerned at all about any kind of low closing off, which by the way would be up in here in Jacksonville by Sunday night, Monday morning, which would not be tropical at that point. But this is what we would need. We would want this anyways. Now, this does mean a chance for some heavy rainfall, right? And we'll get into that. But again, that's kind of what we need because of the drought. If you're going to use tropical systems to bust a drought, this is one of the
Ideal scenario.
best way. I mean, we could have like a system formed out over the Gulf coming up at us and say it's going to be a weak one. And
Right.
we'd say, well, it's a tropical storm, but that's okay because at least it's bringing some rain.
Yeah.
This is not even that. It's trying to do something as it's going like this. It probably has a better chance somewhere out here east of the Carolinas by Monday night and Tuesday of trying to form. But even that model's not showing much because it keeps the low somewhere near the coast. All right, look at the flow. Like at this point, this is Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. We're not concerned about tropical development in the Gulf, but we
Right.
still have this moisture coming in.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the European forecast model. You can see it's a ton of moisture up in the eastern Carolinas as we go through Tuesday into Wednesday. This is Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon. In fact, look, it's got the low way up here, right? But look at this, still
Yeah. We still have the moisture digging in.
some rain. That's the headline with what's going on here,
Right.
okay? All right, now let's keep going. This is the GFS model. European GFS. GFS has not been as good lately. Let's see what the GFS has. This is 11 p.m. Friday night. Those are afternoon showers and storms over top of land, a little bit out here, okay? Let's go to Saturday morning. Yeah, a little bit of convection, not much. Saturday afternoon, into Sunday afternoon, I should say, nothing. It's got nothing.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been seeing anything. That's Monday at 4 p.m., still nothing. Obviously, the low is sitting up in here now. So the GFS just doesn't see this.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
doesn't.
even with the trough, it seems like the GFS has the trough a little bit more tilted and not as digging in as much in our region.
Yeah, so this is what she's talking about with trough. Now, this is the European model. There's one sitting right in here, and you can see another aspect of it right here. And so this one should swing through and kind of catch up with this. So you end up with one big trough like this, okay? And that's what I was talking about, where you get the winds coming in and around it and pushing the moisture on shore. Watch as we go through Saturday night into Sunday afternoon. Look where the trough is. Shoop. Okay, so it is tilted, but that's the trough. This is high pressure sitting out here, a little low pressure here. Look where the low is. If there was a low, this is the European model saying there's a low pressure center three-quarters over land.
Right.
All right, so the timing on this, I think any chance for tropical development would be Saturday night through the first half of Sunday, and that's it. It's probably, it's overnight Saturday night into Sunday. I think it's just a really small window. And then the trough is lifting up. You see it way out here, and so it's going to pull this up and out eventually behind it. You can see this right in here. So kind of a technical way of saying that it doesn't look like it's going to develop very much. Now, wind shear. We've had a ton of wind shear around.
Right.
but that will come down a little bit. Okay, so this is Friday. Not a lot of wind shear around. Let's go out to Saturday. And yeah, you see some wind shear here. Okay, remember, this is the area we'd be watching. By the way, these white lines, if it was like a tropical system, you've had one here, one here, one here, right? And it'd be moving off in that direction. That's a tropical storm. You got this line, and that's it. Okay, we don't see that. All right, so let's go out to Sunday. A little bit of shear here, a little bit of shear here. There's still some winds here. It's not good for development, but the low would be somewhere over in here by Sunday afternoon, okay? So again, it's moving over land. The shear actually will increase as we work our way through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I mean, that's what we've been seeing.
Right.
So we haven't even been concerned at all lately just because of the wind shear, and you can see that will continue into next week. So rainfall, I think that is the main concern with this one at this point. We've been showing this the last couple of days. This is going to change. It will change with every model run. This is the European. I'm using this one because this is the one that sees it more than anything.
Right.
All right. So these oranges and some of these yellows, 6, 7, 8 inches. Right. So in this case, I would say along and west of I-75 from Sarasota, let's give it Sarasota northward, our area, 4 to 6 inches of rainfall is possible in some spots. The further inland you move, a little less rainfall. The further over to the south and east, a little less rainfall. Okay, 4 to 6. That's what I would typically say if we were having a tropical storm come our way.
Right.
But we don't have wind with this.
Yeah.
Okay, at this point, it doesn't look like that. Maybe 15 to 20 knot winds as we get into Sunday afternoon, and we can get, we get 60-mile-per-hour winds with thunderstorm.
Yeah.
So we don't see that right now.
I still wouldn't keep boating plans though.
Yes.
Because I think it's going to be a little too rough for a boat, but.
Yeah, especially Sunday. I think Saturday. I mean, we're gonna have showers and storms around for that time. And then here's the other part of the rainfall aspect. Here's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even because I still think Tuesday. That is a lot. This is a high number. All right.
Yeah.
And so that means if you get showers and thunderstorms, and you have this number, this is the amount of moisture right up above your head. If you get showers and thunderstorms and you have a number that high, you're going to get some heavy rainfall out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the flooding threat that we have out there. Okay, let's take a quick break. By the way, before I let you go here, Bertha is the next name on the list. I really don't think we get Bertha out of this one.
Yeah.
We might actually get Bertha coming off of Africa.
Yes, I believe that.
That has a small chance. Colleen's betting on it. So we'll see. And we'll talk about that one coming up. But bottom line with that is, you know what? Let's do that real fast before we take a break because I want to get this out there. This is the one coming off of Africa, 10% chance from the Hurricane Center. You can see actually this, to me,
Yeah,
that looks
definitely.
pretty good.
Right.
Right? And if that can sustain itself next 12 hours, we may have something, at least a depression or something tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. They didn't have it tagged, and I was just shocked because that looked healthier than what we have.
Anything else.
The lack of in the Gulf right now.
And no Invest, when she says a tag, like we don't have Invest 90L yet, but that would probably be Invest 90L coming up in the next 12 hours. Here's the forecast model. We'll use the European model again. Why not, right? There's a little bit of low. You see that?
Friday.
You don't see anything here. This is Friday afternoon. Let's go out to Saturday. There's a little bit of low, and still nothing here. Here, more than anything else, it's a trough. All right? You don't see a circle. You see a trough.
Yeah.
All right? So here's that one Sunday, and then I really think it gets lost after that. This is out on Monday. It kind of gets washed out.
Yeah, dust out there and then shear too. So.
And that would be it. Okay, now, let's take a break.